Greetings, students. How are you? I hope you are all fine. Let's revise some grammar from last year's. Let's begin. Correct the word between brackets. Do you remember that we said before in last year when we compare two things, I use the comparative form. When we compare one to many things, I use the superlative form. And we have long adjectives and short adjectives. When I use the long adjective, I add more plus the adjective plus than. When I use in the comparative form short adjective, I use the adjective plus er plus than. Look at this sentence. Dogs are intelligent than rabbits. Intelligent here is a long adjective, so I'm going to use more intelligent. Here in this sentence, my geography class is boring than my English class. I'll give you a second to think. Okay, here I'm comparing two things. I'll use more boring than because it's a long adjective. I read a lot of books on the subject, but this one is good. Look at this adjective. It's an irregular adjective, okay? Irregular adjectives, there is a change in the letters, okay? Here, I read. So I'm using also here the superlative form, not the comparative. I'm using the superlative form because of I'm comparing one book with many. The answer will be the best. Who is student in the class? Clever. Look at the short adjective here and which type of comparison I'm using. Superlative or comparative? Superlative, because I'm comparing one student with the class. The cleverest student in the class. My trip to Bali was exciting trip ever. Which type of comparison? Let's see the answer. My trip to Bali was the most exciting trip ever because I'm comparing one trip with many trips. She had a bath every evening. Look at the sentence. Okay, is bath an adjective or a verb? Sorry, is have is an adjective or a verb? It's a verb. Okay, where is the keyword here in the sentence? It's every. See, this is a habit. So I'm using the present simple here. What's the present simple of a verb to have? She has. How is the cake? It tastes delicious. Which tense am I going to use here? Do you remember last year we took the present simple and we had another type of verbs which are, and we divided it into action verbs and stative verbs. The action verbs, they involve an action, okay? But here, this is a stative verb, which are, they talk about emotions, like hate, love, like, dislike. Also, senses, like taste, hear, see, okay? Also, thinking and understanding verbs. So, which verb is this? It's from the sense verbs, okay? What's the answer? It tastes delicious, okay? I add S because it's coming after it. I play cards all evening yesterday. Okay, I leave you a second to answer. Don't forget to look for the keyword. Yesterday only? No. It's all evening yesterday. The past, but it took a duration of time. So it took all evening yesterday. So I use past continuous. I was playing cards all evening yesterday because it took duration in the past. It take an hour to cook spaghetti yesterday. Okay, which tense is this? Past simple. Why? Because yesterday. So what's the answer? It's an irregular verb. It changes. It took an hour to cook yesterday. She stand under a tree to shelter from yesterday's heavy rain. Yesterday's heavy rain. It happened yesterday in the past. So I'll use verb stand in the past, irregular verb, change the letters. Stood. They sell their house last year. Last year is a key word for the past simple. They sold their house. Finally, mother let me go to the party last night. Where is the key word? Last night. Okay. Look at let. Is it a regular verb or an irregular verb? It's an irregular verb and stays as it is. Let me go also. So let. We go to New York in January last year. I'm talking here about last year in the past. So we went. I visit my grandparents when you interrupted. Okay? So where is the long action happened in the past? Visit. And what's the action that interrupted? When? When you call. Okay? So here the long action comes in the past continuous. The short action comes in the past simple. And remember that after when. So I was visiting my grandparents when you called. Have you got many plans for tomorrow? Yes, I travel with my family to North Coast. Here we are talking about plans for tomorrow, for the future. Okay, which tense I'm going to use here? Yes, I am going to travel with my family. I'm so thirsty. Wait here. I get some water. This is a sudden decision. It's talking about short future, but it is a sudden decision. So I'm not going to use going to, okay? I'm going to use will plus the infinitive. I'll get some water. We need one more player. You play with us. Here I'm asking someone for help or for something, okay? So I'm going to be polite. I will use will you play with us? Meat or fish? Here you are in the restaurant and the waiter is asking you, would you like to eat meat or fish? This is a sudden decision also. So I will have some fish, please. Let's move to another exercise. Do as shown between brackets. Here, this exercise, I'm dealing with reported speech and passive. Okay, we took these two lessons last term. Sophie said, I can fly a kite. Do you remember in the reported speech how to change from reported speech to direct speech to indirect speech? Sophie said that change can into could, keep fly in the infinitive, a kite. Sophie said that she could fly a kite. Notes the changes, okay? I'm going to leave you time to do this alone. Dad told us, I will fix the laptop when I come home. Reported speech, change to reported speech. Dad told us, okay? Dad told us that he would fix the laptop when he came home. I remove the inverted commas or the speech marks and put that, change will to would, keep the verb in the infinitive. After when there is another verb, I come, so I change it into from the present to the past. I change from the present to the past. Tom told me I have seen this movie many times. Change into reported speech. Okay. Try alone. Tom told me that I will lose the speech marks. Okay. Then I'll put that he for Tom have seen present perfect to past perfect. How do I form the past perfect? Had plus the past participle of the verb. This changes into that movie many times. Next. My friend said we are studying for tomorrow's tests. Please take care of the time and the place changes needed in the sentence. My friend said, we are studying, so this is the past, this is present continuous, okay? So I'm going to change it into past continuous. My friends said that they were studying for tomorrow changes into the following day's test. Of course, lose the quotation marks. Next lesson, change from active to passive. Charles Dickens wrote Oliver Twist, change into passive. The active sentence, okay, it has subject, verb, and object, okay? But in the passive sentence, I'll replace the object instead of the subject and replace and put the subject in the object place. Here it is, and change the verb. Where is the object? Oliver Twist, put it in the subject's place. Oliver Twist, bring verb to be in the tense of this verb. So it will be Oliver Twist was written, bring the past participle of the verb, by Charles Dickens, and put by and put the subject of the active sentence in the object place. Let's see the answer. Oliver Twist was written by Charles Dickens. Okay, I'll give you time to answer this alone. All the students understand the lesson well. Change into passive. Okay. The lesson is understood well by the students. Look at this. Is, not was. Why did I change it from past to present? Because this verb in the present, I'll bring verb to be in the tense of this verb. So it's the lesson is understood well. The lesson is understood well by the students. That man stole my wallet. Change into passive. That man stole my wallet. Subject, verb, object. Cross. My wallet, verb to be in the past, was stolen, past participle, by that man. My wallet was stolen by that man. A person saw the killer. Now, look at the subject here. It's anonymous. I don't know him. Okay? So I'm going to remove the subject. Look at that. A person saw the killer, put the object here. The killer was seen and stop. It's not important to mention the subject here. Thank you so much.